Hi, this is Kate from Generate Magic, and this message is for you if you ever struggle with commitment when it comes to manifestation techniques and processes, deciding on an affirmation to commit to, and deciding on what desire you want to manifest, committing to that. And more largely, because I really want to get out of talking about manifestation as something separate, because I think how you do one thing is how you do everything, and it really is all interconnected. And so just committing to things or committing to goals in general. And if you're anything like me, a very creative, ambitious person, and wants to do like a lot of things, and so this has been kind of a theme throughout my life, is because there's so many different things that I want to do, I have a tendency to start projects and not finish them, or have many projects going at once and just make like a little bit of progress on each one. And if I wasn't seeing the results that I liked immediately, then I would abandon that project and start another one. And then also shiny object syndrome, I think, is a big thing for many of us. And so I think the first thing that I want to say is that one thing that I've discovered is that it's really the scattered energy that can be the issue. And the scattered energy comes from this pressure that we give ourselves. And so it's kind of like when you go into a restaurant, right? And if you ever have trouble deciding what it is that you're going to order in the restaurant. And so when it comes to goals that we're working on, or goals that we're trying to manifest in our lives, it's like we're at this restaurant and the menu, it's this infinite menu. And so for me, it was always like, well, what if I choose the wrong thing? Or what if I put all my energy into this one goal and then it doesn't work out? And so I realized that once I thought about it, how untrue that really is, that there really is, on the grand scheme of things, there really is no such thing as a wrong choice. And things really do always work out, even if it doesn't seem like it in the moment. And just kind of looking back at it, like all the different projects I've started over my life, all the different courses I've taken, all these things that I invested in, even if they're things that I'm not actively doing right now, they've all led me exactly where I am right at this moment. And it's the same thing with you as well, that everything has led you to the point where you are right now. And so there really is no such thing as a wrong choice. And so as soon as I recognized that there really was no getting it wrong, then that gave me a feeling of relief. And it helped to get rid of some of that scattered energy. And at this point, I am just going to refer to my notes, because I want to be focused throughout this and make sure that I cover everything that I want to cover. And yeah, so also I think a lot of this, it's like second guessing ourselves, and this kind of the fear of missing out, I think, is another factor, right? And if we order that item, that menu item in the restaurant, then we're gonna miss out on something, on another menu item that was even better. and so for me, what helped with that is just telling myself that whatever I'm ordering up right now is exactly what I'm meant to be having. Whatever desire that I'm manifesting right now, or whatever goal that I'm working on right now, it's exactly where I'm meant to be. And so that gave me that certainty and that confidence to know that I was exactly on the right path. And again, helped me to develop more of that focus and to get rid of some of that scattered energy. And another thing too that in the past would make it so difficult for me to choose, it was this feeling that I had to compromise. And that once I made a choice, that I would be married to that choice for the rest of my life. And then I realized, even just on a very practical level, that that's simply not true. Because you see people all the time that are frequently changing their careers. And it might be something even really drastic, like maybe they were an artist and then they go into medicine. Or you look at people like Clint Eastwood, and he got his start being an actor in Westerns, and then he went on to become a very successful director and still is directing movies. He's in his 90s at this point, and he's still going and directing movies across all genres as well. And he composes film scores, and he was also like the mayor of the city of Carmel in Northern California. And so I think he's living proof, right, that you really can do it all. And on top of that, you can have it all. And we hear this saying all the time, right? Of sometimes we hear it in the negative sense, right? Like you can't have it all. And then sometimes you hear it in the positive sense of you can have it all. And I think it's one of those things where you hear it so often and it starts to kind of lose its meaning after a little bit, right? But I recognize when the truth of the statement really sunk in at a deep level, that I really can have it all. It just became very profound, that I don't need to compromise, that I don't need to choose, that I can have career success, that I can accomplish all the goals that I want to accomplish in my life, and I can have connected relationships, and I can enjoy perfect health and freedom, and just have lots of fun too, because that's always important to me, is to always be having fun. And because life isn't just about, accomplishments or checking items off on a box. It's, just saying that I can have it all gave me just this profound sense of relief, and also knowing and conviction. And getting back to the topic of manifestation techniques and processes, that's one affirmation that I incorporated into my process, is just affirming to myself that I can have it all. And I really like these types of kind of top-down affirmations that really just kind of cover all the bases. And so if you obviously choose the ones that resonate with you, but a few that I really enjoy is I can have it all, everything I desire is mine, I am one with God, and everything I desire, everything always works out for me in the most beautiful ways. So when I say these statements, I can really just feel just the meaning of them really just radiating out, like on every level and into all dimensions of my life. And it's almost kind of like it's a communion with God and with the God within me when I'm saying these affirmations. And it's not just because, as I've talked about before also, it's not just as a means to an end, right? It really is like this deep communion. And sure, I definitely have like specific things that I would like to achieve, like goals that I'm working on, affirmation state, as well as, affirmation statements or scripting statements around specific desires. But these are really like my foundational affirmations that I work with. And also just getting into that feeling state of what it would feel like to have all of your desires fulfilled. And so that's why I think also, things like saying, isn't it wonderful? Just saying thank you, I think can be very powerful. Or just tapping into a scene that implies that feeling of fulfillment and gratitude and expansiveness. And so being out in nature, for instance, and being, for me, for instance, this park that I used to go to a lot in Los Angeles called Griffith Park always brought these feelings to me of expansiveness. And so for me, when I picture myself in that park, or I just picture like a beautiful mountain vista, I immediately am able to tap into that feeling of fulfillment. And so at this point, I am going to refer back to my notes one more time. Okay, so yes, so these are the main takeaways. And so one is recognizing that you can have it all, that you don't need to compromise, right? And that there is no fear of missing out. And because just recognizing that whatever you're doing right now and wherever you are right now is exactly where you need to be. And then also, and just trusting that this is the right path for you right now. And also recognizing that that you don't have to be married to it, right? And that that sure, you can order that item in the restaurant, but it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be eating that item for the rest of your life. And so with that, thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.